Mute. Welcome on, welcome all. Hello. So a stream and a video I wasn't expecting to have to do today. I wasn't expecting to have to do it for a couple of years, to be fair. But it's life for you. Jurgen Klopp's leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. And I don't know how to feel. It's a very strange moment. It's a very strange moment at the minute. I haven't actually really thought about it. I saw the news come out, watched the video and everything. Didn't really think about it. Didn't really think about it. But now that it's properly sinking in, it fucking hurts, man. I know that everyone likes to, take the mick out of me for what I said last year. And I said it, but doesn't make it any easier. Doesn't make it any easier. Where do we start with this? So the reasons why he has said that he's tired, that he still feels decent now, but he can feel that he's tired, and he wants to sort of move on before he sort of like he's done. He wants to still go relatively high. I still think he had a couple of years left in him, to be honest, but clearly he doesn't believe that's the case. There's going to be plenty of conspiracy theories and this, that, and the other about, why he's going. I do think it could just be a case of the man's tired. This is the longest he's ever spent at a football club. Last year was a very, 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 very taxing year for him as a manager, for the club personally. Maybe he's just sort of got us back to a position where we can challenge again, and when I want to go on a high. It's going to be a very, 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 very interesting end to the season now. I always thought that Klopp would outlast Pep, but it's quite clearly not the case. It's interesting. It's interesting. I'm gonna miss him so much. I have been a Liverpool fan all my life. I have my first ever game was a 1-0 win against Manchester City in the 06-07 season under Rafa. Rafa gave me some great memories to start off with. But Jurgen Klopp has done so much for this football club. He reignited my love for Liverpool massively. I obviously will always love Liverpool, but at that point it was ambling on. And now that love has never been stronger, and it's down to that man Jurgen Klopp. him. He's given me some of the best memories I'll ever have as a Liverpool fan. The 4-0 against Barca, winning that first league title in 30 years. The whole shebang, should we say? The whole shebang. And him going is. It's going to be heartbreaking, man. That last game is going to be so fucking emotional. So fucking emotional. There's a league title to be won this year, and there couldn't be a more perfect way to go out, could there? There couldn't be a more perfect way to go out. But there's going to be a lot of debates going on about what to do next. I still hold the same viewpoints that I held last year. For me, now that we do have to replace him, Ruben Amorim or Xabi Alonso. Ruben Amorim or Xabi Alonso are who I would get in. This squad's in a very good situation. I think there's going to be an interesting situation with the contracts. You know, does Salah want to stay without Klopp? You know, I think Van Dijk will stay, and I think Trent will stay. But it's how Salah deals with it. Jurgen Klopp's pulling himself. I think this next appointment is going to be the biggest of FSG's reign. The biggest of FSG's reign. But I don't know. I don't know if they're going to get it right. Because the one before this one, yes, they nailed it with Klopp. They 100% nailed it with Klopp. I don't think anyone can doubt that. But Rodgers was a bit of a shit one. Rodgers was a real shit one. So, look, it's a big one. It's a big one. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions on everything. Big ups to my guy Nathan, Tom. I think I could cry. Honestly, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I'll never. I don't get it like that over football, but it's one of them ones which sort of hurts. It's one of them ones which sort of hurts. Yeah. I don't want to speculate as to why. I've got to be honest. I don't want to speculate as to why he's leaving people. Don't feel it's the right thing to do. It will come out in time. 100% it will. If the owners are the reason, I'm sure that we'll find out sooner rather than later. But now it's just full focus on ending this season. I think that the last games of this season are going to be very, very, very emotionally charged. They're going to be very emotionally charged. Sorry, group chat. But there's still a job to do this year. There's still a job to do this year. I think this could be the thing that wins it all. That pushes the squad to win it all. I hope it is. Any player who lets us down in winning any of these 4 competitions this season, head on a spike, please, because they're ruining the perfect ending. Oh, people are saying Hansi Flick. No, no, no Hansi Flick for me. I've always said Hansi Flick is a very overrated manager. Wait a minute. Do. Um, yeah, we can win everything to win this year. We can do 100%. I think that there's a lot riding on it now. Game that game at the that game at Anfield against City in March is going to be one of the most mental games I think we will all watch. Um, it's on these players to get it over the line for them. It's on these players to get it over the line for them. That man deserves to leave Liverpool Football Club with another league title. He'll never get another Champions League, unfortunately, which is devastating because that man deserves another Champions League. But he can end with another league title. He can end completing the story at Liverpool with the Europa League, winning every trophy he could have possibly won. He can end getting some more domestic cups. He can end on top of the fucking world, Jurgen. And that's what he deserves. But these players need to step up and do that for him. The next couple of games, in fact, every game for the end of the season is going to be a very emotionally charged one. I'm hoping this news coming out when it has done is a positive and not a negative. I'm hoping that the players can just go out there and get the job done in certain games now. But yeah, I don't really have many words. I don't really have many words, man. I don't know how to feel at this moment in time. I knew he was gonna go eventually. Everyone knows he was gonna go eventually. Everyone, eyed up 2026. But then there was murmurings about he might extend again, and it's very blindsiding this news. But I just don't know how to feel, man. I just don't know how to feel. I'm gutted. I'm so fucking gutted. Um, let's get through some more of these. Let's get through some more of these. Joe says this is down to FSG shit. Again, I don't want to speculate. Look, FSG and Jurgen Klopp were two peas in a pod, and they always were. They Jurgen Klopp loved being the underdog. FSG loved the fact that they didn't have to spend a boatload of money every year because Jurgen Klopp could manage being the underdog. We are just sort of in a situation now where we have to figure it out. Whether we believe it's FSG shit or not, we also have to sort of trust FSG to make the correct appointments. I know that a lot of people want Alonso. Me personally, I am a big Ruben Amorim fan. I do stand by that. If Alonso comes in, I'm not bothered. But there's certain names that I don't want. Like no to Roberto De Zerbi. I'll pass on De Zerbi. Who else is there? I'll pass on Hansi Flick, Nagelsmann. No. I didn't think it would come to. I hope that Jurgen Klopp's got some saying in who his successor is, but it's not Pep Linders. Let's be clear. I know that it was announced that like his backroom staff, so Vitor Matos, who has been doing really well with the youth squad lately, Pep Linders, Peter Kravitz, all them are leaving at the end of the season as well. But I hope that the job doesn't go to Pep Linders. I don't feel this is the correct first step in or second step in management. we need to nail this next appointment. We've still got a squad that can go on for a long time to win lots of honours. Be interesting to see how this summer goes in terms of you know how it affects transfers and how it affects player pool, etc. I wonder how long he's been sitting on this decision as well. I do wonder how long Jurgen Klopp has been sitting on this decision. And I wonder why he feels that now is the correct time to announce it. Um, it's it's a weird one, people. It's a weird one. There's a lot of things that just make you sit there and wonder what and why and this and that and what happens to Liverpool 2.0 and stuff. He looks so excited for the new era. I'm hoping there's nothing behind the scenes like health concerns wise. I've this news broke at like 10:45, 15 minutes before I came on the stream. Sat downstairs with me, or sat downstairs on the phone with me mum, and just discussing that. She made a good point. He's recently become a grandfather, hasn't he? He's dedicated how many years of his life to management. It's a very taxing job. Maybe now, he never got that sabbatical that he really wanted after Dortmund. It was only a couple of months, and then we stepped in. Maybe this time he's going to take that break that he wants. Maybe this time it's going to be a move to the German national team once Nagelsmann goes, because it's a reduced workload, it's a reduced job description sort of thing. Whatever the reason is, I hope it's on good terms, and I hope that he's well in himself. But Liverpool 2.0 will still exist. Anything Liverpool do from this point on will be with the influence of Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp has left a massive imprint on this football club, and for the next 20 years, he will indirectly influence a lot of what goes on. What needs to happen, though, for Liverpool fans especially, when we appoint this new manager, whether it is Alonso, whether it is Amorim, whether it is whoever it is, even if we don't agree with it, we have to trust that new manager. We have to support that new manager. We have to stand by that new manager. And FSG need to get it right. FSG so need to get it right. People say they got lucky with Jurgen Klopp. I'm inclined to agree to a certain extent. They need to nail this next appointment. People, they need to nail this next appointment. Lads, how can we let him go, man? He is Liverpool. It's his decision. It's his decision. I think that's the thing. It's his decision. I'm glad he's going out on his terms. This was the one thing I always said last year, even when I was Jurgen Klopp out. I didn't want that man to tarnish his legacy. Now he's hopefully going to go out on top of the world. But we've got to bear in mind that the last couple of years have been taxing. The last couple of years have been taxing on him. Last year especially was fucking horrific. This year, he just sees that this year we're back on Liverpool's home. He's got the hardest part of the job done. I personally want him to stay and see out his rebuild, his second rebuild. That's not going to be the case. But I'm glad that he's made the decision to go out on a much higher note than he was last year. I hope to God it's not unhealth related. I hope to God it's not unhealth related. But yeah. Don't you dare take Alonso from us. He's Ancelotti's replacement. I mean, Ancelotti's signed a new deal, hasn't he? You got Ancelotti for a while now. Real Madrid can probably still get Alonso after a couple of years at Liverpool, but I think it would be a good step in Alonso's career think would be the correct step in Alonso's career. Follow a similar career path to how he done it as a player. But it's a shock, man. It's a real shock. It's a high pressure job these days. Burnout will inevitably happen to anyone. That is true, but the way it sort of changed so quickly does leave just an element of doubt in the back of my mind. It does, just like a little element of doubt. The only thing we can hold on to is it's a Shankly/Paisley type situation. Klopp started it, and Alonso will have the most successful era in the club's history now. Maybe. You can hope, but who knows, people? Who knows? It's still not properly sunk in yet. Still not properly sunk in yet. I don't think it will properly sink in until I see that man in tears at the Cop end on his last game. That's when it will sink in. When the fans properly sing him off the pitch for the last time. That's when it will properly sink in for him. I just hope he's well. And I hope that should his decision change for whatever reason, that the club accommodate that. Because, yeah, I'd very much like Jurgen Klopp to stay, but I don't feel that'll happen. I feel that he's made his decision. He's going to live with that now. And we have to prepare for it. We have to prepare for the next steps of Liverpool without Jurgen Klopp. I personally feel Liverpool will get Nagelsmann. His contract with Germany ends this summer, so FSG won't have to buy him out of his contract. I've always thought Nagelsmann's a little bit overrated, to be honest. He's certainly not top of my shortlist for the job. Look, I know he's a good manager. He had success at Leipzig. He had success at Bayern. But he's just never really worked properly for me. Look, if he comes in, he's going to have my 100% support. He's going to have my 100% support, but he's not one of my go-tos. He's really not one of my go-to options. I think it's going to be Linz. Look, Pep Linz has been a very good assistant manager. That's what it should stay as for Liverpool. Pep Lind's first senior job back in management should not be as big as Liverpool. I don't want Gerrard can in the nice possible way fuck off. No, he's just nowhere near the same level. If you think about it, there is literally no manager in the world apart from Guardiola of the same level. I'm devastated, man. Yeah, it's a blow. It's a real blow. How long does Pep have left in him? Should I say? Sorry. How long does Pep have left in him? Maybe he decides that it's time to end his time at City and the new generation of managers comes through. But yeah, yeah. It's a weird one, people. It's a weird one. It's a pretty sad day. It's a pretty sad day. But what we've got to do, people, what we've got to do, we've got to look at the positives. Season's not over yet. This group of players will want to do the best they can for the manager who's brought them so much over the years. Um, they've got to go out and win this fucking title. They've got to go out and win this title. They've got to. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. They fucking have to win this title for that manager. That man deserves the last memory of him at Anfield being him holding that Premier League trophy above his fucking head. That's what he deserves. That's what he deserves more than anything. More than anything, he deserves to be lifting that trophy above his head. And after that game against Wolves on the last day of the season, that should be the parting memory. That should be the parting gift from everyone. That should be how, when they announce, they take the photo of his last ever look at the cup. I want his last ever look at the cup to be with a fucking Premier League trophy in his hand. These players, they must now. I have a lot of faith in the squad. Everything's went up tenfold now. Carabao Cup final, massive. FA Cup final, massive. Any trophy you win from now to the end of the season carries 10 times more weight. It means so much more at this point in time. I just can't believe it, man. I just can't believe it. That manager, man, he's done so much. He's done so much for this football club. So much. Can we dream that he's taking a year or two break, then coming back to us? No. I don't think we can. I don't think that's the right thing to dream, Christopher. I don't think that would ever happen. I think Jurgen Klopp's time at Liverpool is done now. I think he's made that decision in his mind, and once he's made that decision in his mind, it's very hard to come back out of that decision. We have to accept it and we move on, and we hope that the next manager we get in can step up and pick up where Jurgen Klopp has left off, because Jurgen Klopp is going to leave the next manager with a lovely squad, a lovely young core that has plenty of time to grow together and can form the next successful team for us. Let me just address this real quick. Again, I highly doubt Jurgen Klopp is calling an end to 7 years at the 8.5 years actually at the football club, because there's rumours that the club might make a fucking Amazon documentary. If he really felt that heavy about it, Liverpool Football Club wouldn't make the Amazon documentary. They wouldn't. But I also don't feel that now is the correct time to make the Amazon documentary. Now isn't the time. You need to let the new manager come in without the fucking the weight of expectation of a documentary crew following around there all the fucking time. You need to give this manager the best possible opportunity to just settle in. The next manager has some of the biggest shoes to fill in this club's history. Some of the biggest shoes to fill in this club's history. We need to give them the best possible opportunity to do that. We need to give them the best possible environment to do that. We don't need to put the pressure on or anything. We just need to let him figure it out. What else are we saying? 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 I just can't see the players building the same relationship with the manager. Look, Xabi Alonso's built very good relationships with his players at Leverkusen. Ruben Amorim's built very good relationships with his players at Sporting. They can do it, but what it is and I think this is the only. I think this is the way to say it. Jurgen Klopp created such a relationship with the fans that no manager might ever match. That man got us. That man understood Liverpool more than you'll ever fucking believe. More than you'll ever believe. And that's the big thing for the next managers to do. Plenty of managers can create um you know, relationships with players. You work with them on a day-to-day basis. But he needs to the next manager that comes in needs to get a relationship with the fans going, because that is the most important thing. 100% that is the most important thing. But yeah, I don't really have much more to say right now. I might go back live later when, my thoughts are more sort of in line. This is just an instant match reaction. Not match reaction. Can you see my head's all over the place? It's just an instant sort of reaction type thing. I'll be back later on probably. But yeah, Jurgen Klopp leaving Liverpool at the end of the season. Thank you, Gaffer. Thank you, Gaffer, for everything you've done. But yeah, if you're new, you're not already, make sure to hit that like button yet and that subscribe button, and you turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any more content. Yeah. Thank you, Jurgen. Thank you, Jurgen.